Yeah, it's actually, it's not the newest camera, but it's a very, very nice image. It's like, it's production quality standard def, so it's not high, but it's still standard def. And it shoots in 16:9.
Oh, that's nice.
So the color range is really nice.
How is it, what codec does it, do you have to...
Well, okay, the other thing, I know you said they might not want covers, but I'm trying to think of songs that would be appropriate for the theme of the film, right? So a couple that I thought of were Perfect Day, which is a Lou Reed song, or First Day of My Life, that Bright Eyes song.
That Bright Eyes
Just because they have the word day and life in them, you know?
You might want to get online and just look real quick to make sure that, like...
Yeah, you want to go up there?
Yeah.
You might just want to look, just because, I mean, I don't
You
want
want something to drink? You want some water? Do you want a tripod?
Nah.
You got a good, like, angle. There's a lot of clutter here, so can you get a tight shot? If possible. We can bring that.
What do you want?
Can you get a tight shot without all this clutter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, but after, you have to explain it first.
Yeah, I will. Should I do it with Sammy's soundtrack?
Can? As long as it's not, as long as it's his music.
This is original music, boy.
Totally. I'll play that.
So this is obviously an orange, and my signature art form, if you will, is that I make sculptures out of orange peels. Very citrus. That's Sammy T over there. And I make them when I get gigs still walking, for family events or nightclub events. I make them for kids or adults. There are the adult versions as well. So I usually make people or animals, but I'm going to make one of my favorite sculptures right now for you. Usually takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to whip out a really solid one. My record, we did time me one time at a Mexican restaurant. I think it was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It was the record for a sculpture that I've been doing for a long time. 13 years or so, 12 or 13 years I think I've been doing this. I first saw a sushi chef in Boulder, a Sushi Tora in Boulder, make these at the sushi restaurant, and I went home to the house that I grew up in, and I found a Tupperware citrus peeler in the bottom of a box, and I taught myself how to do it. And it only took me 1 or 2 times to really get the hang of it. Kind of came pretty naturally. And so one of my stage names is Orange Peel. So this is kind of a memorable way of illustrating that. And you know, the orange peels, obviously most people don't eat the orange peels, but that's where the majority of the vitamin C is concentrated. So it's, although they're a little acidic, it's not horribly bad for you to eat the orange peels, as long as you're buying organic citrus, that is. Conventional citrus, I wouldn't want to eat the peel. But actually, I've been to an orchard shoot, but I've never been there while they were actually harvesting or picking or using pesticides or anything like that. So I know you're getting really curious as to what this is going to be, but the surprise factor at the end is always this worthwhile. Obviously this is a, well, maybe not obviously, this is a tool meant for peeling citrus. Not everyone that uses this tool makes citrus art, but it's very good for that purpose, obviously. This end I'm using now helps pry the peel away from the rest of the fruit, so I can separate the actual design from the innards of the orange. The moment you've all been waiting for. This is a mermaid, obviously. Hopefully, obviously. Is it lighted well enough?
Did you give them as anatomically correct?
I made this a family-friendly version because I assume that YouTube's gonna want like mostly family-friendly stuff in their movie. The remainder here, which is kind of interesting. You can see the chalk line where the mermaid came out.
I like when you make them with the cowboy hat.
Sammy T likes the cowboy.
We have to stay in the same group. Yeah, otherwise if you do show up, you're going to have to stay until the class is in. Yeah. Which I'm fine with. That's actually perfect. Alright, well, just so you guys know, that was a little place. People are invited to Europe. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, big time. I don't want to be that guy. Alright. Hey, Trey. Now it's your turn. Don't paint too, once in a while. Trying to get in a better habit of stretching before I do crazy behavior on velocity stilts. Although we won't be using those stilts tonight.
You need to learn to talk a lot louder for the camera.
Yeah, I know, right? We can do that. I'm trying to get in a better habit of stretching before I get on velocity stilts or perform any other crazy stunts or maneuvers. Although we won't be getting the stilts out tonight because gymnastics gym is not okay with the stilts tearing up the carpet. But we will be practicing flips into the foam pit and maybe a few other